guys, welcome back to the Gregorio Girls channel. Thank you for being here as always. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. So I am preparing for my first freelance job for a wedding, which is really fun. That's going to be next weekend, so I'm kind of just getting everything together, and I thought it would be fun to kind of go through my kit as I was preparing for the wedding and talk to you guys about what I have in this baby as a freelance makeup artist just kind of starting out. So this is the top piece of my train case. I found this case on Amazon. It's got, let's see, 4 layers to it. Like I said, this is the top piece. I like this one because it was pink and I asked for it for Christmas and my mom got it for me, so that's where I got this. So I try to keep everything just organized kind of by like step and like part of the face, if that makes sense. So in this top piece, I have mostly complexion. So this opens up like this once you go in there, and I'll just kind of like tilt it forward so you can see, and then up here I have all of my complexion products. So first off, I have my foundation. So this is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I have 7 of these. So I have Swan, and then over here I've got Nude, Vanilla, Golden Beige, Mahogany, Mocha, and Cocoa. So again, I'm just starting out. I wanted to get a decent range of foundations with different undertones and different shades and things like that, so that I am able to kind of mix them all together if I need to and customize them. So eventually I would like to get some more shades, but for now I think this will be enough. And then next I'm gonna jump over here to concealers. So what I think I'm gonna get the most use out of are definitely these 2 MAC concealer palettes. So this one is the Pro Conceal and Correct palette in light, and then this is the same thing in medium deep. I also purchased these Morphe concealers. So these are all just like little liquid concealers, and obviously these guys can be mixed together to create any shade you want as well. So that is those. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shape Shifter palette. This is the medium dark. So on one side it's got a bunch of powders, and then on this side we've got some more like cream, corrector, and contour shades. So this thing, again, it's just like really versatile. You get a lot in here, and it's not overly expensive, and again, I just wanted to make sure I had enough in my kit to be able to work across a range of skin tones. That's something that's really important to me, so this is great for that. Moving on to this little section down here, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in here, a bunch of like little minis. I briefly worked in cosmetics at the Macy's downtown in Center City. When you work in retail cosmetics, along the way you just pick up these little minis, and I just saved a whole bunch of them. So I want to talk about primers quickly. So this right here is my #1 absolute favorite primer of all time. This is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This is amazing. I use this on my face every single day. So I would argue that this is for all skin types, but especially if you have somebody with drier skin. Silicone-based primers can tend to really dry the skin out. They're more mattifying. So it's silicone-free, it's actually antimicrobial, and it's just nice and nourishing and refreshing. So I love, 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 love to start with this before I go in with any kind of foundation. And then I also have the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Primer. This obviously is great for mattifying somebody with more oily skin or placing this in the T-zone. It's also a little bit blurring, so that's good for big pores in the middle of the face, like on the nose and cheeks and things like that as well. And then I've just got some other little mini like priming things. I have a MAC Pro membership, so every time I order something from MAC, you get to pick a little mini, which is nice. So I've got a couple, whoa. So I've got a couple strobe creams here, and then the MAC Skin Base. That's also a really, really great, just like all around universal primer. And then I've got a couple minis here. So I've got the Smashbox Photo Finish. That's a good go-to. That is silicone based. So again, you know, it's mattifying. It's not the best for dry skin. And then I've got some mini Too Faced bronzers. So I've got, what do I have here? I think I have 2 Chocolate Soleils. So this is just their matte bronzer. I love this for contour on myself, and it also smells delicious. It smells like chocolate, so I have 2 of those that I keep in here. And then this little one is Sun Bunny, so it's two-toned. It's got some shimmer to it. This is what I use more for just like bronzer. I wouldn't use this for contour, but for bronzing the forehead and things like that, again, for lighter skin tones, this is really good. So I keep those in there. And then lastly, I've just got a couple little single things in here. Shauna always like will give me stuff that comes in her Ipsy if she thinks I can use it. So this is just like a nice shimmer eyeshadow or highlight. It's gold, so it's just like one of those universal shades, and it's Lisa Frank. I think this is so amazing. Like, it takes me way back. This is just a Bang Beauty blush. It's like that deep peachy coral, really good for medium to deep skin tones. And same thing, this is a similar kind of deal. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow blush. And then moving over to this side, I have 3 of the MAC Pro Longwear pressed powders. They're great for setting all over the face, or just a loose dusting of powder. I have 2 like deeper pressed powders. These are from the Maybelline Fit Me line. This is 355 Coconut, and this is the Set and Smooth, and then this is 360 Mocha, and this is Matte and Poreless. So I honestly don't need to go to my pressed powders too often, just because I have like my loose translucent powders that I use all the time, but I like to be prepared. So these are just some pressed powders that I like and that have worked for me on my own face, and I just keep them in here in case I need them while I'm working on somebody else. And then I just keep my absolute all-time favorite highlighter in here. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome. I've never put this on somebody and had it not work, so I highly recommend that. So that's the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the shade Molten Gold. I believe it's the first one they came out with. And then I also have a banana powder in here. This is from Sephora. Moving to the middle here, I have my loose setting powders. So I have 2 of the Too Faced Born This Way setting powders. These are amazing. This is the translucent medium and the translucent deeps. And then I just keep them kind of like flipped up in here so I can see the names on the bottom and know what color I'm grabbing for. This is a big jar of the Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil, I think is what it's called. Yeah, so this is like an OG product from Bare Minerals. This has that lighter peachy undertone. It's very fine. Then I also have an IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores translucent. Whoa. And then I also have this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores translucent powder. It's really good for setting and skin perfecting as long as you use it sparingly. So I keep that in here. What else? And then this little powder I love. It's called Secret Radiance, and it's just like a loose golden, like illuminating powder, and this is amazing to just like dust all over like the collarbones or like your arms or your chest, like if your client's wearing a strapless dress or whatever. It's just good for that all over glow like on the body just as a finishing touch. So I love to just like spray a little bit of Fix Plus on them and then dust this over, and they are glowing. So I keep that in there as well. And then I also have my handy dandy MAC Fix Plus. You can never have enough of that. It is amazing. I use it all throughout the makeup application process. And then this is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Smells amazing, works amazingly. These are my 2 go-tos for working on clients. And then I just have a few palettes in here. Look at my blush palettes first. So I actually just picked this up today. It was the last one at Ulta, and I was like, yep, I'm snagging that. So this is the Morphe 8W Warm Master palette. So it looks like this. We've got some pinks, some neutrals, and some corals. So this is just like a really good all-in-one, be prepared for anything kind of palette. And then this is a little BH Cosmetics blush palette that I got. I think I actually snagged this from Marshall's for like $6.99, which is amazing because I love their blushes. So this is what it looks like. So there's a little bit more of a range in here. We have some deeper colors down here, some pinks, and then some lighter neutrals over in this side. So I just feel like between the 2 palettes, I'm pretty much ready for anything. I keep this little Tarteist contour palette in here. I've had this for a little while, but I just like this because it's got a couple bronzers in here. It's got this like really deep contour shade here if I ever need it. The blush is just like a pretty cool tone blush, and then these two are shimmers. You can pretty much use them for anything. I've got two Anastasia glow kits. These little babies work hand in hand. So first I've got Sun Dipped, which obviously is just more golden, bronzy colors. And then this one, this is the Sugar Glow Kit. I don't want to say that it's like more cool tone because it's not, but it's just like these colors have a different vibe and a different undertone from Sun Dip. So again, between the two, I think I can cover a multitude of skin tones and preferences and all that kind of stuff, and I'm prepared for anything there. And then lastly, I've got two Morphe foundation palettes. I'll be honest, I don't work with these that often. I prefer to work with a liquid foundation than a cream, but I'll just show you guys anyway. So this is the 9FW. So these are the more warm toned colors. And then this is the 9FC. Self-explanatory. These are the cooler tones. And that is everything for the top half of my kit. I just kind of Tetris everything in here, and it just folds back up. Boom. Oh, maybe not. Boom. And then these little thingies lock up top here. So that is it for complexion products. Let's move on. Okay, I lied. That is not it for complexion products. I have a little bit more. So all of these are actually boxes of little samples of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. So again, freelancer for Too Faced. I snag samples whenever I can. So I've just kind of been collecting these. And these are really great for just like single use. And then over here I keep some skin prep stuff. So I've got my hand sanitizer. Very, very, very important. Always sanitize your hands before you touch somebody's face, and often as you're kind of going through the full face routine, just to make sure that you're clean, we're not spreading germs, anything like that. I've got some more mini hangover primers here because you can just never have enough of that stuff. It is my absolute favorite. And then I've got a moisturizer here. This is just Neutrogena. I love Neutrogena skin products. This is an oil-free moisturizer. It's for sensitive skin, it's hypoallergenic, it's non-comedogenic, all that stuff. So I just think this will be good for whoever I'm working with. And then I have a Neutrogena eye cream because a lot of eyeshadow primers can be drying, so it's important to make sure that the eyelids are nice and hydrating so that the makeup isn't cracking or their skin isn't peeling or anything like that. So it's just good to have this kind of stuff in here. And then I have a couple things for lip prep as well. This is a little mini Tarte Pout Prep. It's just like a sugar scrub, so I keep that in here. And then this is my absolute favorite lip balm of all time. I think Urban Decay discontinued this, so I actually found this at the Nordstrom Rack in King of Prussia, and I'm not kidding you, I literally just grabbed a handful and bought a bunch of them because nothing like hydrates my lips the way that this thing does. Now I think we're done with complexion for real. Okay, moving on to my third tier. So in here I have pretty much all of my eye and lip products. So let's start with eyeshadow first. So I've got a bunch of Morphe palettes in here. This is the Morphe Brow 8 palette. And then what I actually did, since the older Morphe palettes don't have numbers or anything like that, I just took a silver Sharpie and I numbered them. I did this with all of my palettes, and this way I know when I'm sketching up a face chart for a client after a consultation, I know what shades I use. I don't have to do any guesswork. Like, I don't have to try and stare at the picture. I can just say, hey, for her brows, I used my Morphe palette in the shade number 2. So that's why those numbers are there. And then I have get out of here. I have 3 Morphe eyeshadow palettes in here. Like, I can't keep them clean no matter what I do, so don't judge me. This is the 35F. This is the one that I go for the most when I'm working on other people. It's got some beautiful neutrals, cranberries. It's got like a matte black down here, which is really nice. You always need a matte black. So this I find to be the most versatile. This is the 35T. The T stands for taupe. So this is just a little bit more cool toned, some more purples, some cooler tone browns. And then finally, this is the Morphe 35R. This is their golds palette. And this obviously is a warm tone palette. So between these 3 palettes, I pretty much have every color that I could ever need for a bride or a prom or whatever. It's not too often that somebody's gonna want like blue or pink eyeshadow on their wedding day. So I pretty much have my bases covered with these palettes. And then I've got some little plastic bags here until I find something that's a little bit more glamorous to organize. Ziploc bags work wonderfully. So in this one, I've got a bunch of eye products. So I've got a waterproof mascara. This is the MAC False Lashes Waterproof. If you're doing a wedding, people cry. It's good to have a waterproof mascara. This is just a brow gel. This one's from NYX. I really like this. I've got a few primer potions in here because duh. If I didn't, would I even be a makeup artist? This is just a little Lorac eyeshadow primer, and then I've got a Too Faced glitter glue. This is really good for glitters, pigments, things that might tend to fall out a little bit more. The glitter glue is good for that. It's a little bit stickier than regular eyeshadow primer. And then I've got a couple non-waterproof mascaras in here. So again, collect your minis. If you are someone that has access to little minis like this, collect them because they are awesome to have in your kit. And then in this bag, this is eye products as well. So I've got some pencil eyeliners here. This is a dual-ended brown eyeliner from Urban Decay. It's the 24/7 pencil. This is a black pencil liner from Morphe, and this is a brown pencil liner from Morphe. So this is in the shade Dark Room, and this is in the shade Bar. So it's always good to just have a black and brown. And then this is the NYX Epic Ink liner. It's just like a liquid felt tip. I don't use this too often on clients just because like a pencil or a gel is easier to control, but I do keep this in here just in case. And then these are two Morphe gel liners. This is the shade Coffee, so this is a brown, and then this is the shade Jet, which is black. So again, good to have brown and black. These guys are awesome. They're easy to work with. They're waterproof. You don't have to worry about smudging or anything like that. So I just use these with a little eyeliner brush, and it's easy to control. And then these guys are little eyeshadow sticks. They're from Mally. These are really nice just using as a base under shadows. Like this is a taupe. I have a gold one in here that I really like. So it's really good for just kind of like amping it up underneath the shadow if you've got somebody that wants like a more dramatic or like intense look. So now we're going to move on to my lip products. So I've got a bunch of these MAC lipstick palettes that I've collected. So I'm just going to go through really quick. So this is the 6 Necessary Nudes Pro Lip Palette. This is 6 Modern Browns. Sorry, I have my window open. That's my light source right now in my room, and I'm getting a lot of glare on these plastic cases, so sorry about that, guys. This is 6 Editorial Reds. Can never have too much red lipstick, in my opinion. This is 6 Select Plums, so some deeper, like purpley pinky shades. And then this is the 6 Preferred Pinks palette. All right, and then in this bag, I have some liquid latex from Too Faced, a couple liquid lips, and some gloss. Again, I keep these, most of these I got as gratis, but I keep these because you never know. I've got my lip liners in here. I'm still kind of working on my lip liner collection in here, but these are all the NYX Slide On Glide On waterproof lip liner. I really, really love the formula in these. I use them on myself all the time. Not these ones, but I have my own in this same one that I use all the time for myself. They're really easy to work with, and you can get them in a variety of shades. So I have a whole bunch of nudes here, some browns, a couple pinks, and then I have a bright red. So I definitely want to collect a couple more lip liners as I go along to have a little bit more versatility, but these are the basics, so I'm good with these so far. And lastly, I always forget about this little thing hiding down here. So this is my Gregorio Girls Z palette. In here, this is the first thing I ever depotted. These are all the shadows from my Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. I love this. The shimmers are just like really super pigmented, like high charge shimmers. So I keep these in here, and it's got a few pops of color in the event that I would need something like that. But that was kind of fun to like depot them and put them in this little palette. So I do keep those in there as well. And that is it for lips and eyes. So we have finally gotten to the bottom of my train case. So this is the last piece. You can see it's a little bit bigger. The wheels are on the bottom, and then it's got the little like luggage suitcase handle here. So in the bottom is pretty much where I keep all of my miscellaneous supplies. So my brush belt goes in the bottom here. This is a belt that I purchased from Morphe. It's just like plain black. My brushes need a bath. They are all in the wash right now. On the top here, I've got some Tic Tacs and some gum. But not only do you not want to be talking to clients with bad breath, so that's why this is really important from a makeup artist perspective, but also, you know, somebody could need a mint or somebody could need some gum. So it's always good to have that stuff in your kit. In this little bag is where I keep my business cards and a couple pens. I purchased these from a website called Zazzle, so I will link that down below if anybody's interested in these cute little business cards. I love them. And then I have this little clear case full of wonderfulness. So I've got a little bag with some makeup sponges. These little wedgy ones, oh my goodness. These little ones that are in a wedge shape are one-time use, like disposable. They're really good just for blending things out. They're good to have handy. I actually need to pick up a couple more of these. And then I've got some of my like reusable sponges. So these two are both from Morphe. This I think is called the Pro Blender, and this is the contour sponge. These are really nice. They blend really well. They hold up really well. So these guys, after each use, obviously I just clean them with a bar of soap, hot water, spray them with alcohol when I'm done, and they're clean and ready to go. I've got a spray bottle of water and a spray bottle of alcohol. Again, sanitation being like the most important thing when it comes to being a makeup artist. Like, it's not the makeup that's important, it is the sanitation. You want to keep everything clean for yourself and for your clients. So I've got a little spray bottle of alcohol. This is an old all-nighter setting spray bottle that I rinsed out and filled with alcohol, and I just refill that. And then this is a little spray bottle that I purchased at Rite Aid, I think, and I filled that up with water. I've got some waterless brush cleaner. This again is from Japanesque. It's a rapid dry formula. You don't have to rinse your brushes and you don't have to worry about drying time. So it's really good to have something like that when you're working quickly. I've got some different lashes in here. I'm still kind of building up like a full lash kit, so I don't keep a ton of lashes with me, but Ardell are my absolute go-tos. And then I've got 3 different types of lash glue because this is just who I am. So this one is dark toned. These two are both just like the clear duo glue. It dries clear, so it doesn't really matter if you have a dark one or not. I just like to be prepared for anything that life throws at me, so I have all 3. And I've just kind of collected these. I've got some disposables in here, so cotton pads, cotton balls, Q-tips. Good to have because, again, you never know what could happen. You want to be prepared. I've got 2 things of makeup wipes here. It's upside down. I wanted to try out both MAC and Morphe. These are 2 of my most trusted brands. So I'm just trying out both. I don't like one over the other, but they're just good to have. Always have makeup wipes just in case. And then these are some more little minis that I got from ordering from MAC. This is the Cleanse Off Makeup Oil. I believe this is for the face and or eyes. And then this is the Pro Eye Makeup Remover. So this is more geared towards like the eye area. It's a little bit better for waterproof mascara and all that kind of stuff. So I keep that. Again, all of that stuff just goes in this little bag here. This I purchased from Ulta. Okay, and then next up, I've got another little clear thing here with some more supplies. This is flat. I got this from Ulta as well. I just kind of wanted to like see what worked better or how I liked the 2 different styles. So anyway, I keep a big stack of paper towels in here, a lash curler. This one's from Tarte. This is a mixing palette that I got from Morphe. I spoke a little bit earlier about mixing shades to get your perfect shade with foundations and concealers and things like that. This is really good for that. And this is just the little spatula that comes with it. So also from Morphe, these 2 come together when you order them. I've got some more disposables, so mascara wands, lip wands. Never want to double dip the applicator that comes on a product into the product when you're working with clients. When you're using it on yourself and you're the only one that's using it, that's fine because you don't have to worry about sanitation. But if you dip the mascara wand in a mascara or the lip wand in a liquid lipstick or lip gloss or whatever back in to the product after you've used it on a client, you are taking that client's DNA and dipping it back into the lip gloss that you are going to use on all of your clients. So if you have to double dip, get a new one. Like something fresh that has never touched human eyes or human lips before is going back in every time. So there's no germs in there. There's no DNA or anything gross. So these are really good for that. You can never have enough of these. I've got some bobby pins and hair ties, a nail file, same thing, just in case. I've got scissors. I use these to trim lashes. You could also use these carefully to trim somebody's brows if they want them to be a little bit less bushy or whatever. Some tweezers, same thing. You might have to do a little bit of grooming on somebody's brows, so it's good to have those. A sharpener. Clean this with alcohol after every time you use it, self-explanatory. And then I've got just a little lash applicator. They're not pointy or sharp like tweezers are, so you don't have to worry about poking somebody's eye out. So not fancy, but they get the job done. And then I have a little handheld mirror. It unfolds like this. People that aren't used to getting their makeup done sometimes like to watch. Some people want a big reveal at the end. Some people want to see what you're doing. So this has like a magnifying end and a regular end. I like to offer it to my clients to be like, hey, if you want to watch what I'm doing while I'm doing it, you're welcome to hold on to this. So I keep that in there. It just folds in half like that. And then this is a cape. So it's similar to like the little capes that they put on you when you go to the hairdresser. This one's a little bit smaller. It's not as big, but it just goes around the neck. It'll protect, like if your client's already dressed or whatever, it'll protect what they're wearing from makeup, and it can just avoid a lot of problems if you have this little cape on there. So I keep that in the bottom as well. All right, you guys, thank you for coming along with me today. That is going to be it for my what's in my professional makeup kit video. If you guys have any questions, please leave me a comment down below. I'm happy to answer anything about the products that I use or how I'm going about getting appointments and things like that right now. Subscribe to us if you have not already subscribed to our channel. Come hang out with us, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!